Once upon a time, in a very big and fancy castle, there lived a lady named Jane Seymour. She had pretty blonde hair and liked wearing a special hat called a gable hood, which was yellow and light orange. Jane was born in 1508, a long, long time ago. Growing up, Jane was known for being kind and gentle. One day, she met a king named Henry VIII. King Henry was very important and very famous, and he had fallen madly in love with Jane. But there was a tiny problem. You see, Jane worked for another queen named Anne Boleyn. Now, Anne Boleyn had short brown hair and wore a different type of hat called a French hood, with a black and yellow color and a long black veil at the back. Anne was quite nice to everyone, especially people who were not so wealthy. But despite Anne's kindness, her life took a sad turn. In 1536, Anne Boleyn faced a terrible fate. She was executed, which means she was put to death by the king's orders. King Henry didn't seem to mind because he quickly set his sights on marrying Jane Seymour. So, King Henry and Jane Seymour got married, and in 1537, Jane was going to have a baby. But King Henry warned Jane to be careful because he remembered what had happened when Anne had a daughter before him. Jane was a little scared, but she bravely went on. Luckily, Jane Seymour gave birth to a healthy boy named Edward, who made King Henry very happy. However, a sad shadow fell over this joyful time because Jane became very sick after having Edward, and unfortunately, she died. King Henry was so sad about losing Jane that he decided she would always be his favorite wife. But life carried on, and he married again. When he married his fourth wife, Henry was not happy because he thought she was not as pretty as Jane. Legend has it that Jane Seymour's spirit felt sorry for the new queen. As a kind ghost, she comforted the fourth wife to stop her from feeling sad. And that is the story of Jane Seymour, a lady who is known for her kindness and adventures in a complex world of kings and queens.